Today, we're headed to the town of Cape Elizabeth, Maine, just outside the city of Portland. We're going to be visiting Maine's oldest lighthouse, the Portland Headlight. Now, this lighthouse and the surrounding area have a very long and interesting history. Let's take a look. The first known settlement in Cape Elizabeth was a trading post established on Richmond Island in the year 1627 by a man named Walter Bagnall. Mr. Bagnall was killed by Indians in 1631, apparently due to his terrible treatment of the local Native Americans. Governor Winthrop of Massachusetts described Mr. Bagnall as a wicked fellow who had much wronged the Indians. It was noted that Bagnall sold liquor and English weapons to the natives. He was dishonest in his methods of trading with the Indians and had made huge profits from it. John Winthrop's journal states that on October 3rd, 1631, the Sagamore Indians massacred and robbed Bagnall and a fellow trader, then proceeded to burn down the trading post because they felt they were cheated. They took their guns and anything else of value. Richmond Island remained a settlement and was established as a fishing and trading station by a man named John Winter in 1632. From 1675 to 1715, the area went through a period of settlement followed by evacuation due to wars with Native Americans and an attack by pirates. In 1718, the Massachusetts General Court established the boundaries of Falmouth, which included Cape Elizabeth. In 1765, Cape Elizabeth was incorporated as a separate district. Cape Elizabeth was named after Princess Elizabeth, the sister of King Charles I of England. The residents of Cape Elizabeth were deeply committed to America's independence from British rule. So much so that in the year 1776, the new town of Cape Elizabeth posted 8 soldiers at Portland Head, whose job it was to warn citizens of coming British attacks. 11 years later, in the year 1787, the General Court of Massachusetts granted $750 to begin construction of a new lighthouse. 3 years later, the United States government took over the responsibility of all lighthouses, at which time Congress appropriated $1,500 for its completion. The original tower measured 72 feet from base to lantern deck and was lit with 16 whale oil lamps. It was first lit on January 10, 1791. The keeper's quarters were a modest one-story dwelling measuring 20 by 34 feet, with 2 rooms, a cellar, and a porch. By the year 1864, the original whale oil lamps were replaced with a Fresnel lens and a cast iron staircase was installed. From a modest lookout point to a fully functional lighthouse, construction of the Portland Headlight was by all accounts a success. Then, on Christmas Eve in 1886, a 3-masted ship struck the ledge at Portland Head. Keeper Joshua Strout, along with his wife, son, and a group of volunteers, rigged an ordinary ladder to use as a gangplank between the shore and the ledge that the ship was heeled against, allowing the ship's master, his wife, 2 mates, and all the crew members to climb to safety. In 1939, navigational aid, such as lighthouses, became the responsibility of the United States Coast Guard. August 7, 1989, was to mark a new beginning, as the lighthouse would now be fully automated. Petty Officer Davis Simpson struck the U.S. flag for the last time at the decommissioning ceremony. The property was leased in 1990 to the town of Cape Elizabeth. 3 years later, through the efforts of the United States Senator George Mitchell, the property was deeded to the town. The United States Coast Guard maintains the actual light and the fog signal, but the remainder of the property is managed by the town of Cape Elizabeth. Today, Portland Headlight stands 80 feet above ground and 101 feet above the water. It has a white conical tower connected to a dwelling. The 200,000 candle power second-order electric light is visible as far as 16 miles. An air chime diaphragm horn blasts every 20 seconds for 4 seconds during foggy conditions. Wow, what a beauty! The Portland Headlight. Here's a question for you. On the left is the original Maine state flag from 1901, and on the right is the current flag adopted in 1909. In 2021, a bill was introduced to change the Maine's official state flag back to the original. Ultimately, the bill was not passed, and the current flag remains the Maine state flag. From what I understand, it will be voted on again in 2024. What do you guys think? Should they keep the new flag or bring back the old one? If you ask me, I say bring back the old one. The new flag looks too official, like a government seal or a badge. It's not fun. After all, Maine's nickname is Vacation Land. The simplicity of the original flag, I feel, really captures the spirit of Maine. When I think of Maine, I think of camping and the outdoors. What do you all think? Let me know in the comments. Well, that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. If so, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a mean comment. Once again, thanks for watching.